up, everybody? It is JT Sports, and I'm back with you guys with some breaking news. So, Antonio Brown, the Antonio Brown era has finally ended just as soon as it started in Oakland. Antonio Brown has been cut or released, however you want to word it, by the Oakland Raiders. The thing that caused this was this morning I woke up to a notification on Instagram from Antonio Brown saying that he wants to be released from the Oakland Raiders, and the reason why is because Mike Mayock ended up and the Oakland Raiders ended up finding him $215,000 for conduct detrimental to the team. And anytime, I never knew this rule, so anytime that player has something like conduct that's detrimental to the team, you end up if you end up getting fined for it, that voids your guaranteed money. And my dog and my boy Antonio Brown said, "Hey man, you're not finna get rid of my 30 million." So he just said, "You know what? Just go ahead and release me, man." So now Antonio Brown is a free agent, and now I'm crossing my fingers that he does not go to the New England Patriots. As a Raider Nation faithful, I think a third and a fifth was worth the risk. We gave the Steelers the first couple of second rounders. I would be sick. I mean, it's crazy, man. And when you look at what the Steelers did with the picks that they acquired for the Oakland Raiders, what they did was they took that third rounder and put that in the trade package so they could trade it with Denver to get linebacker Devin Bush. So, I mean, the Steelers won this trade, man. It's crazy, man. It is absolutely bonkers. I mean, let's just recap everything that happened in the Antonio Brown saga. So, early in the offseason, he suffered an extreme frostbite due to him wearing the wrong shoes and the cryotherapy machine. So this was earlier in the off season, and then after that, he had the whole helmet issue when Antonio Brown was not allowed to wear the same helmet he's been wearing for the last 9 years. Then after that, he filed 2 grievances with the NFL about the helmet issue, and both were unsuccessful. And the thing about the helmet issue is that Antonio Brown was wearing the same helmet, that Air Scott helmet, for the last, like, his whole entire football career. So he's been wearing that helmet reportedly, according to his agent, since he was playing Pee Wee football. And then he finally gets the helmet situation taken care of. He signs the endorsement deal with Zenith to wear their Zenith Shadow helmet. Then days later, Wednesday, got into a verbal altercation with general manager Mike Mayock, called him the C word. I'm not going to say the C word because I want this live stream to get demonetized, but he called him the C word. Then that happened, and then he apologized Friday. Then later on Friday, yesterday, guess what happened? He releases a video recording the conversation he had with John Gruden. John Gruden was okay with it. And then this morning, he wants to be released because the Oakland Raiders finally decided that they were going to fine him $215,000 for kind of detrimental to the team, which voids his $30 million. So now he is, at this point now, he is officially a free agent. So I think he's going to end up going to the Miami Dolphins. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up going to the Miami Dolphins. And here's why. So the Miami Dolphins need help at the wide receiver position. They don't really have anybody. I mean, they got a couple of guys, Albert Wilson and things like that. But Antonio Brown, I mean, he's down from that South Florida area. So we're going to stuck with him anyway. I think Antonio Brown realized that he want. No, that's not what it is. I don't think it's that. Antonio Brown obviously doesn't care about winning. If he cared about winning, then he wouldn't want to play with the Oakland Raiders. If he cared about winning, then he would go to the Patriots. But the Patriots, a lot of people are going to say Patriots, Patriots, Patriots. I strongly doubt he goes to the New England Patriots. And here's why. If the New England Patriots signed Antonio Brown, despite how talented he is, Antonio Brown going to the New England Patriots goes against everything that the New England Patriots stand for. The New England Patriots, they don't sign players just based on strictly talent. They want players that can be coached. They want players that are well disciplined, and they want players who don't go to the media about everything. That's Antonio Brown does all three of those things, which is three things that the New England Patriots cannot stand and that the New England Patriots do not tolerate. So I don't think Antonio Brown goes to the New England Patriots. Maybe he goes to the Broncos. I doubt he goes to the 49ers. Maybe he goes to Buffalo. I don't know. Buffalo still is pretty thin. They have some receivers, but I mean, Antonio Brown, I mean, he would be a good risk for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, they need a good wide receiver who they can throw to, an elite caliber wide receiver. So I could see the Miami Dolphins or the Buffalo Bills. Maybe the Washington Redskins, maybe. The Washington Redskins definitely need some help at that wide receiver position. So I don't know, man. I don't know anywhere but the Pats or Denver. Yeah, man. I mean, if he goes to the Denver Broncos, I wouldn't be surprised. But the Denver Broncos are pretty set at the wide receiver position. I doubt he goes to Denver. New England isn't really Philadelphia wanted Antonio Brown also, but they couldn't get a Pittsburgh Steelers a great trade package. Philadelphia could be the option. I mean, the options are endless for Antonio Brown. I mean, it doesn't matter what character issues he has. I mean, he's still going to get a lot of offers from several NFL teams. I mean, it's going to be crazy, man. It is going to be freaking crazy, man. I mean, Antonio Brown has been released by the Oakland Raiders, and the Oakland Raiders have finally had their last breath with Antonio Brown, man. It is absolutely crazy, man. But New England Patriots signed Josh Gordon again. But the Josh Gordon situation is entirely differently though. Josh Gordon is just smoking weed, marijuana. Marijuana is legal up there in New England, if I recall. So I mean, Josh Gordon and Antonio Brown are two different things. Josh Gordon isn't a locker room issue. You don't see Josh Gordon cussing out coaches, cussing out the GM. I mean, Josh Gordon up there in New England is a whole entirely different thing, though. And plus, Josh Gordon tremendously New England. A big reason why New England went to the playoffs was because of Josh Gordon being on that team. But Antonio Brown hasn't even did anything for the Oakland Raiders. That he didn't even play a game. I mean, Antonio Brown, man, it's crazy. The fall of Antonio Brown, man. I hope no team picks up Antonio Brown. Yeah, but the truth is Antonio Brown's going to end up on a team, man. He's going to end up on a team. He could end up going to the Saints. It's a good possibility he can end up going to the Saints. To be honest, despite Antonio Brown's flaws and things like that, he is one of the most talented wide receivers of this decade. And he's going to end up getting picked up by somebody's NFL squad sooner rather than later. And it's going to be really, really quick, man. It's going to be really fast, really quick, man. I mean, Antonio Brown is too good of a player not to be on the NFL team. So he's going to be signed on somebody's NFL squad. What about the Chiefs? And he could go anywhere. He could go anywhere. He can't. He's not going to Dallas. Dallas already has Michael Gallup. He's not going to Dallas. I mean, he can go to a lot of teams. I think it all depends on what he wants to do. If he wants to end up getting paid, I mean, he's not going to get paid $30 million, but he's going to end up getting paid a good bit. He's not going to Detroit. Bob Quinn, the way that Detroit wants to run that franchise, they're trying to have that New England Patriots mentality. So I doubt he goes to the Detroit Lions. Bob Quinn wouldn't want to put up with that. You got to think about it. The Oakland Raiders decided to have enough. And this is an Oakland Raiders team that has guys like Vontaze Burfict and Richard Incognito on their team. NFL needs to blackmail Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown is not going to get blackmailed. He's not going to get blackmailed. You see, people try to compare. People keep on saying, how come Antonio Brown's going to get another job with Colin Kaepernick? But the thing is, Colin Kaepernick isn't one of the best quarterbacks to ever play, ever. He's not one of the best quarterbacks of this decade. He's not anything. He was an okay quarterback. He was an average quarterback that fit well with John Harbaugh and had a little bit of success in the NFL. But you can't compare Colin Kaepernick and Antonio Brown because they're entirely different situations. Antonio Brown's one of the best wide receivers of this generation. Colin Kaepernick just had a couple of good seasons. What you got in that bottle? It's water, man. It's water. Because I'm probably going to be on here for a little bit. But it's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. And Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. And I'm just looking. We told you guys, man. We told you. You guys gave up draft picks for Antonio Brown. You gave him $30 million. And it didn't work out, man. It did not work out. It was this is going to go down as one of the worst trades in NFL history. Not because Antonio Brown's a bad player or anything. It's just that the fact that it went down how it went. Cap to Indy. The Indianapolis Colts don't need Colin Kaepernick. They got Jacoby Brissett and they got Brown Hoyer. But I mean, it's absolutely crazy the way this whole entire thing has went down, man. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Let's get this live stream up to 10 likes, man. I'm probably going to be on here for a while. I'm not really doing anything. I don't really plan on making a lot of videos. He making Miami look bad, man. Yeah, man, it's a lot of South Florida natives that didn't really have good offseasons. You look at Mark Walton, he got arrested like 3 times. So it's crazy. We saved 30 million. It was worth it. Yeah, but it kind of isn't, though. Like the video, you got some knowledge. Appreciate that, man. Also, make sure to share this live stream and like the video. And I mean, and subscribe to the channel, man. It's crazy, man. So, I'm thinking about some possible destinations. Maybe he could go some team, a lot of team, half of the NFL is going to be drawing that. If you think just because of what happened at Oakland is going to keep teams from bidding for Antonio Brown and signing Antonio Brown, that's not going to happen. Brown needs to take a break from the game and get his mental health he needs. I mean, but let's be realistic, man. He's not going to take a break. He's not. And I mean, a team is going to sign Antonio Brown. A lot of teams are going to be trying to sign Antonio Brown, man. It's going to be off the charts about how many teams are going to be trying to sign Antonio Brown. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of teams. I mean, the Washington Redskins need a wide receiver. The Miami Dolphins need some receivers, even though they're tanking. I mean, you still want a guy like Antonio Brown. Brown to the Browns. Sorry, bro. No team wants him. You a cool dude, JT. Appreciate it. Man, if you think no team wants Antonio Brown, then you don't know how to. The NFL, a lot of teams want Antonio Brown right now. A lot of teams are probably calling Antonio Brown's agent's phone as we speak. Look at Terrell Owens. It's a lot of guys. You'll be surprised how many teams are going to want a guy like Antonio Brown. Because although it went horribly wrong with the Oakland Raiders, that's not going to stop a team from trying to get him. And they're going to lay the law down early. So Antonio Brown, I mean, the ball is in his court. And Antonio Brown, whoever he signs with, it can drastically affect the NFL team. If he signs with a team like the Patriots, it might be over. You have to ask, is one player worth a nuke in your locker room, though? But you also got to think, it's the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders have been one of the most worst-ran franchises for a decade now. So you got to look at the whole entire environment. And then you also got to look, what if he goes to a franchise like the New Orleans Saints? I mean, if he goes to Dallas, he fits right in there. Jerry Jones likes players like Antonio Brown. He better not come to Buffalo. We will make him leave. You guys might end up making him retire at halftime. But being realistic, it's a lot of teams right now that are going to end up. It's a lot of teams right now that are probably blowing up Antonio Brown's agent's phones, man. It's over if he goes to the Pats. I think it will completely be over. I mean, you got to think about it. Antonio Brown, he's going to have an ego, man. He wants to go to a place that's going to feed his ego. So that means he's most likely isn't going to end up going to a playoff team. He's most likely going to be going to a trash team like the Miami Dolphins or the Washington Redskins that can end up feeding his ego and giving him all the targets that he wants. So a team like the Miami Dolphins, man, that's probably going to be mostly realistic, even though Dre Gruden over there. I mean, I don't know, man. Seahawks, bro. Seahawks, I definitely can't see Seattle signing a guy like Antonio Brown. I mean, I don't know, man. It's a lot of places that he can end up going, man. But make sure to like this live stream. Let's get this live stream to 10 likes. Also, make sure to share it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, if you guys want to help the channel, the super chat is on if you guys want to donate. Dolphins ain't going to feed his ego. They can't get the ball to him. I mean, they got Ron Fitzpatrick. The Dolphins can give Antonio Brown all the receptions that he wants, man. He can also go to the Arizona Cardinals. If he goes to the Arizona Cardinals, I wouldn't be hesitant. I wouldn't be mad about the move. It's just that I think he needs to go to a franchise with some stability. There'll be Super Bowl favorites. Arizona won't be Super Bowl favorites with Antonio Brown. They got no offensive line. The offensive line is terrible. Kyler Murray was running for his life in the preseason. I could see the Seahawks back to Pittsburgh. You know, I was thinking about it, but with the way that it ended in Pittsburgh, I doubt Pittsburgh goes back to Antonio Brown. Just the way that he's called out Juju, the way he's called out Big Ben, the way he's called out the Pittsburgh Steelers organization, no way he goes back to Pittsburgh. He's not going nowhere this year. Raiders will lock him up for the year. Now he's gonna go somewhere, man. He's too tight. It's a lot of teams that desperately need wide receiver help. He's going somewhere. A lot of teams are probably calling his phone as we speak right now. A lot of teams want Antonio Brown. Brown to Arizona is good for Kyler Murray. How do you feel about the Seahawks rookie DK Metcalf? I think most rookie wide receivers historically, it takes them a couple of weeks to start getting going. So I'm not expecting a lot of DK Metcalf until the second half. Probably will go to the 49ers. I don't think he's going to go to the 49ers either. I think he's going to go to a desperate team and a team that's really not expecting to do that much. Maybe he goes to the Dolphins or the Redskins. I think the Redskins will probably be the team that he'll end up going to. He needs mental health. No coach is going to put him next to Brown and he'll shine. Jerry Jones signs him instead of Cooper. I don't know. I mean, I don't think Jerry Jones would take Antonio Brown over Amari Cooper. The reason why is because Amari Cooper is younger. Antonio Brown is 31 years old. I don't think the Lions are going to sign him. I don't think the Lions are going to. Somebody's going to sign Antonio Brown, and it's going to be fairly quickly. I expect Antonio Brown to be signed by midway next week, and if he's not signed, he'll definitely be on somebody's team before the midseason. And I don't even think the Dallas Cowboys have the cap space. If they don't have Steelers in the schedule, they not signing him. It's not even about the Pittsburgh thing. Love the channel, mad love. Thank you, Roberto. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. NFL videos, college football videos daily. Also, make sure, if you guys want to, you guys can donate to the channel. Super Chat is on. Any chance he gets blacklisted? No, absolutely not. I mean, he's not in the Colin Kaepernick situation. Colin Kaepernick was kneeling for the national anthem. This is a whole entirely different thing, man. Nobody's not going to sign Antonio Brown. Well, a lot of teams aren't going to sign him because of what happened in Oakland, but a lot of teams are going to sign him or try to sign him because of how good he is and how he can affect your roster. Keep it up, King. Appreciate it, Dreadlock. Appreciate the donation. And I mean, it's crazy, man. Baltimore, I don't know. Baltimore got rid of Jaden Lashley, man. So I don't know. I don't think Baltimore will want. I don't know. It depends, man. Antonio Brown does not care where he goes. He's all about the money. Exactly. So wherever he's going to go to the place that gives him the best opportunity to get paid, man. He doesn't really care about winning. Maybe he can end up going to Philadelphia. I don't know. Philadelphia seems like a realistic destination. They seem like a team that would be willing to take a chance on him. But if he goes to a playoff team, he's going to have to go to an organization unless he wants to play for a team like the Dolphins and the Redskins. He's all about the money. So he'll most likely end up going to the Redskins or the Miami Dolphins. But Antonio Brown's going to be faster. He's going to be signed really fast. Does he have a ring yet? No, he doesn't have a ring. I think he might have played in the Super Bowl when we faced the Green Bay Packers in 2010, but I don't think he has a ring. The NFL should step in here and make AB going on a year vacation. Yeah, they should, but I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the NFL can't force nobody to cannot force anybody to get mental health. I mean, because you got to think about it. It's grown men in the NFL. You're not in college no more. You're not a kid no more. So, as a professional athlete, if you need mental health, no league should have to force you to go and get mental health. If you need mental health as a grown man, you should have to admit it and admit to yourself that, hey, I need help mentally. I'm not where I need to be mentally. And you should take it upon yourself to go ahead and get the help that you need. No organization, no sports association should have to force a grown man to go ahead and get mental health if he feels that he needs it. And that's just my thought on it. But we got 20 people in the live stream. Let's try to get this live stream up to 20 likes. I'm finna be live streaming for a good minute. I'm not really doing anything but watching Michigan play Army. So, I mean, it's tough, man. It's a lot of teams that can end up signing Antonio Brown. He's going to get signed really, really quickly. Mental health problems coming from all them. Yeah, man. All them hits. A lot of people think Devontae's perfect hit. But hold on real quick, guys. Hold on real quick. So I mean, it's crazy, man. But a lot of teams can end up signing Antonio Brown. He can end up going anywhere. He's gonna have a big impact on this NFL season, depending on where he goes. What's the score? It's 7-7. Michigan and Army are tied up. But it's crazy, man. It is absolutely crazy. I'm not surprised, man. I'm not surprised. I mean, Antonio Brown's going to end up getting signed, man. And nobody's going to be surprised when he gets signed. He's a very talented player. My homie said the perfect tit, too. Yeah, it might be the perfect tit. But also, a lot of people said that he even had personality issues going on even before that. The Pittsburgh Steelers, it's a lot of things that the Pittsburgh Steelers kept undercover just because of the organization that they are. And it's a lot of things that Antonio Brown did at Pittsburgh that didn't really get out to the media. That's according to like a couple of articles I read and on a couple of shows that I read. And Colin Cowherd said on his show he had a close friend that works for ESPN. It's Ryan Clark, without a doubt. But he said it's a lot of things that the Pittsburgh Steelers kept under wraps and didn't let the media get a hold of that Antonio Brown has done over there at Pittsburgh. So, I mean, Antonio Brown, he's going to end up getting signed by the NFL team, man. Despite how it went at Oakland, it went as ugly as it can go. Bruce Arians said that's not the same guy they drafted. Yeah, man, it's not. Money changes people. What do you think about him going to the Pats? Because everybody on YouTube posting the Pats. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to. I would be 50-50. I'll be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised. And here's why. Because the New England Patriots already are pretty loaded at wide receiver. You already have a lot of mouths to feed. You got Demaryius Thomas, you got Josh Gordon, you got a lot of mouths there to feed. And also, I mean, from a skill standpoint, yeah, he's very talented. But you also got to think about it, right? If the New England Patriots sign Antonio Brown, he goes against everything that the New England Patriots stand for. The New England Patriots, they stand for coachable players. They want players who can be coached. They want players who can be disciplined, who know how to discipline themselves. And they want players who don't go to the media about anything. You rarely see any New England Patriots players going crazy to the media about anything. So with those three factors, Antonio Brown doesn't do those things well. He's also on social media heavily, posting all his business on there. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but I would be surprised because he goes against everything that the New England Patriots organization stands for. Discipline, coachability, and the fact that he posts on. But they put divas in their place though. But yeah, they released divas. But I can't see him going to the Patriots. I can, but I don't know. Patriots in a win now mode. He's a short catch threat. If he goes to the Pets, he ain't getting 1,000 yards. What do you think? I doubt that. The Titans, I can see Tennessee as a possibility. He's going to New England. I doubt he goes to New England. You guys got to think about it. New England already has a lot of depth at that wide receiver position. And I don't think they want to mess up the chemistry bringing in a guy like Antonio Brown. And even then, a lot of people are saying New England just because they think Antonio Brown's going to go to New England and give away the playbook. Look, Antonio Brown isn't going to get signed that fast. New England plays Pittsburgh in about, 26 hours? Send him to the Cheaters. He'll blow them to Seattle. Seattle could be a possibility. Pete Carroll has had a tendency of having guys like that, but I don't know. Andy Reid is already on the phone. I think Andy Reid might take him. His cut. No, Marquise Brown plays for the Baltimore Ravens. But I doubt he goes to the New England Patriots. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm 50-50. I wouldn't be surprised if he went to the Patriots, but I would be surprised. No, A.J. Brown isn't his cousin. Marquise Brown is his cousin. He's the rookie that used to play for Oklahoma. But that would be deadly if he went to the Kansas City Chiefs, though. Tyreek Hill, Antonio Brown, Sammy Watkins. That'd be deadly. That'd be really deadly. A, be adult, baby. That's a good one, man. But make sure to like the stream, share the stream. Let's get this stream to 20 likes. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Outlaw NFL videos and NFL content. Support me. The Titans, no. I mean, there's a lot of teams who he could end up going to. He could end up going to Chicago. Would it be sick if he landed in Dallas? Yeah, it would be sick. You think he would sign with a team today? I doubt it. He'll probably be taking calls, but Tell the guy who caused the Cheetrich to quit crying. Cowboys, KC, Washington, New York, a lot of teams. Yeah, that's a lot of teams, man. The Giants could take a chance if they're trying to win now, but the Giants just got rid of Odell Beckham. So the Giants, if the New York Giants were willing to get Odell, were ready to get rid of Odell Beckham, and they felt he was the New York Giants felt Odell was against the locker room. So they felt Odell Beckham, their best player, was against the locker room. I doubt they signed Antonio Brown. And I really think the Giants are really trying to win anything right now, to be honest. So I can see him going to Washington. Quit cheating. He is going back to Pittsburgh. I know as a Steelers fan, he's not coming back to Pittsburgh. He has to go to he has to settle for a lot less money. Yeah, but he's gonna go to a team that gives him the best payday. A team is gonna end up giving him a pretty solid contract. I mean, it's crazy how this whole thing went down. Denver, Seattle. I could see him going to Seattle because Pete Carroll, he likes guys like that. But I don't know. Pete Carroll just had a locker room change. I don't think he would want a guy like that. Pete Carroll just got a Richard Sherman. Pete Carroll got rid of Michael Bennett, Richard Sherman. He got rid of a lot of guys that had big mouths in the locker room. So I doubt he would want a guy like Antonio Brown in the locker room. It's crazy, though. It's crazy, though. Patriots don't need him to win. They really don't. I think probably the biggest gamble the New England Patriots took was Josh Gordon, and that paid out fairly well. But Josh Gordon isn't Antonio Brown. Josh Gordon is fairly a quiet guy. All he really does is just smoke marijuana. That's probably his only problem. But Josh Gordon isn't really a locker room distraction. Antonio Brown is, though. And then plus he wants to go to a team that's going to let him be himself. Going to the Patriots is going to let him be himself. He won't be able to celebrate. You don't see the New England Patriots doing all these crazy celebrations like Antonio Brown wants to do. So going to New England would prohibit Antonio Brown from being himself. And he doesn't want to go to an organization that won't let him be him. So that's why I still doubt he'll end up going to New England. You see, it may sound good just because New England may be ready to take the risk, but he wants to be able to be himself, and people got to think about that, man. If he goes to New England, they're going to force him to not be himself. He's basically going to be working in an office job if he goes to New England. So I don't think he'll go to New England because New England won't give him a chance to be himself. You guys got to think about it. If he wanted to go to New England, the way that he forced himself out of Pittsburgh, he could have been playing for the New England Patriots. He could say, hey, either you trade me to New England or I retire. AB should go to the Cowboys. Jerry Jones wouldn't care about the distractions as long as he shows up on Sunday. Yeah, but Dallas doesn't have a lot of cap space. I said Chicago. I think Chicago could be a realistic possibility because I didn't really like what I saw. Mr. Trubisky, he struggled in that Green Bay Packers game, but I didn't like what I saw at the wide receiver position as well. The Bills have a super positive culture. Antonio Brown doesn't want to play for the Buffalo Bills. You guys got to think about it. Antonio Brown threatened to retire if he got traded to the Buffalo Bills. So I doubt he'll want to play for Buffalo. Wherever he goes, it'll be a one-year approved deal. It definitely will, but it'll be a lot of money. It'll probably be like, it will at least be a $12 million deal for this season. He's going to get paid, man. He's not going to get paid what he got for Oakland, but he's going to get paid at least $10 million to play this year. At least $10 million. Because there's a lot of teams that need receiver help. Will you take a... Absolutely. He wants to get paid this year. He will have to play nice this year. I don't think he really will have to. I mean, there's a lot of teams that need a guy like Antonio Brown. And there's a lot of possibilities. There's a lot of teams that can end up trading for Antonio Brown, man. But I'm about to get up off here, man. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure to like the stream. Make sure to share this video. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching, man.